it was good to be out on the farm, so to speak. The only thing I didn't like about it was that it was farther to get to school, and sometimes I would ride my bike, but mostly I don't remember how I got to school. I guess Mother must have brought me to school. I just don't remember that part. But I would ride my bike sometimes, and the one thing I liked about it was Dad was going to build a barn, and I was going to have a horse, and that was what I was looking forward to. So that happened, and Dad and Mom, when Jim and Duke both got old enough to drive, they helped them or bought their car for them. I don't know, but each of them got cars when they were old enough to drive, and my being old enough was getting a horse. The horse story is, I of course wanted the horse, but we had to shop for a horse. And I remember Mom and Dad looking around for a horse. They were looking in the magazines and trying to see where they could buy. They wanted something that wasn't too big and was old enough so that it was trained and would not be real rambunctious. And so we found a horse up by Eau Claire. His name turned out it was Billie. And Billie was a quarter horse. He was black and white, and I loved Billie. Billie was great. And of course we had to buy saddle, and saddle smells of leather, and the whole thing was wonderful. I loved the horse. I loved saddling up the horse and putting his bridle on, and he and I were the best of buddies. And I rode him. The problem turned out that there wasn't any place to really ride except on our 30 acres, and no one to ride with. And eventually I rode some with Marcille Gunderson, who was a very good friend, and she and Lorraine had horses. They were sisters, but they lived way on the other side of town. And in order for us to get together, they either had to bring their horses across the bridge through Osseo, across the bridge and up to our place, which was south of Osseo, or I had to get Billie over to their house. And Billie did not like the bridge, and he would not cross over the bridge. And so, I'd get off the horse and I'd try to lead him, and we went through a lot of trouble getting the horse someplace where I could have fun riding. And so it kind of got to be a pain, because it was difficult for me to find somebody to ride with. Then, ultimately, my brother Duke rode the horse one day, and Billie threw him off. Duke just didn't have a good handle on riding, and he was a little bit afraid of Billie, and I think he just kind of hesitated some, and he threw Duke off right in the front of the house where Mom and I were watching, and we heard this crack and thought, he broke his neck. As it turned out, he broke his collarbone very severely, which made his one shoulder shorter. They never did get it fixed properly. But that was the end of Billie. Shortly thereafter, Billie was sold, and so I no longer had my horse. And I wasn't all that sad about losing him either, because I had gone through the years with him and had kind of gotten over the fun of it, and so I kind of always blamed Duke and give him a bad time because it was his fault I lost my horse.